Welcome into the JMB podcast. We're back from Florida. Thank you so much to our man down there, Jordan Lindsay, came on the podcast last week. We had a great baseball discussion. NBA playoffs were in the Eastern Conference Finals as Golden State clinched. We'll get to that a little bit later, as this show will be mainly talking about that. We got to start off with Tiger Woods before we got to do housekeeping issues. Check out our website and social media at seatattheT.com. Also on Instagram and Twitter at seatattheT. You just posted an article.
I just did.
The NBA mock draft.
Mock draft 2017.
2017, guys. Some interesting picks at the top. Lonzo Ball, not in the top 2.
No.
Check it out, guys.
No way.
Like, share that. It's on our Twitter. We just posted that as well. Also, Jackson Schroeder posted an article about this NBA Finals. Or was it the NBA Finals? I think it was.
He put like the X factors of the NBA Finals, like the bench.
The bench. No, but he just came out with an article. I did not even see what.
Oh yeah, he just did.
It was it was the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns starting quarterback job. Who is it going to be?
Football.
It's a little bit later. We'll talk about that as well. Go check it out. Have to tell you the website is updated. We've got a podcast page. So, guys, if you missed this week and don't want to check it out on Facebook, go to our website, seatattheT.com. We have a whole YouTube page as well, all linked up to it. This summer will be not every single day on that day of the week. It'll be spread out throughout. We could possibly have some big-time football players coming on this podcast, knock on wood.
Special delivery that we have for you in the future.
In the future. We have John Toma, ex-Ohio State punter, going to come on the next couple weeks as well. And hopefully next week we have Deshaun Marshall.
Yeah.
Huge runner. Huge track star at Ohio State. Possibly coming on and sharing us some insights on going to Eugene and running for a possible national championship there. So good luck to him as well. The sponsors have to hit them up. The J&J Mobile Detailing behind Avalanche Pizza on East State Street in Athens, Ohio. Big John and Joe Andrews. Go check them out, guys. I got my car washed, waxed, rinsed, all that good stuff, shampooed 2 weeks ago. Matt's going down this week. And we'll need it. Yeah. His car is dirty, guys. Go get it done.
Real dirty.
Tell them the podcast guys sent you, and they'll give you a nice discount with that. Also, go check out the Pigskin on Court Street.
Good times there. Good times.
Great times. Matt and I had a great last semester at Ohio University before I got out of it. Him and I were roommates. We had a great time at the Pigskin as well, so go check that out.
I'm gonna miss you, bro.
I miss you too, man. All right.
Anyway, let's go.
There was one other thing. Oh, we are going to have apparel coming soon, too. Check Twitter. I'll be posting this stuff as well. Very, very cheap stuff. Check it out. Good quality, low price. Can't beat that stuff.
Can't beat it.
So before we talk about the NBA playoffs, guys, Tiger Woods. If you've missed it, this past week he was pulled over and arrested for a DUI. He is saying that he didn't drink at all. He hurt his back a long time ago in golf. He's been taking a lot of hardcore pain medicine.
Perk 30s or something like that. I'm not sure. That was just a total guess, but something along that line is what I figure that he's doing right now.
Stuff you should not be mixing alcohol with, even though he said he wasn't. The video was just dropped on ESPN. Go check it out. Go to Google and just type in Tiger Woods, dash cam, arrest, DUI. Slurring his words a lot. Looked way out of it. What is your opinion on this?
Honestly, at the end of the day, he still has $1 billion in his bank account, so it doesn't really affect him all that much. Yeah, he dropped off from the golf world. Yes, he dropped off from the height of his sports career. Yes, he dropped off from the pedestal of being mentioned up there with like LeBron and Wayne Gretzky as the top athletes of the world ever, to ever play sports. He fell a bit of ways, from that threshold, but he still has $1 billion in his account. He still has a better life than any of us.
All of us combined money-wise. The first thing that I tweeted out was the guy's earned over $1 billion in his sports world, in his sports career, his entire lifetime. How does he not have Uber as a Zap?
I don't know.
I realized he was messed up. He was messed up, man.
Or his even own personal driver. Like he's his own personal driver who can live with him. He can take him wherever he wants, anything like that. But I don't know. Sometimes I guess he just wants to be like independent or something. I don't know. Maybe he was going through something. We don't know the extent of that whole story, So.
Again, he claims he did not have any alcohol to drink. He said he had a 0.0 blood alcohol percent. My thing is, whether he gets tarnished with this for his career or not, he might be the greatest athlete in his sport alone ever.
Yeah.
There's not been a more dominant athlete that we have seen in my lifetime, at least your lifetime as well, that a guy comes out Sunday on the leaderboard. Tiger Woods is wearing his red polo,
Nike polo, black hat, black pants, black Nike shoes, and he's ready to go.
He might not be at the top leaderboard at the time, but every leader going into Sunday saw his name and would literally pee his pants.
Yes.
They would choke. It was the greatest choke thing I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen anything like this. Unbelievable fall from grace. Coming back in 2009 when he got caught with his pants down pretty much. His wife caught him with not one, not two, more than 12 women.
It was more than that. I'm pretty sure.
Very, very, very crazy story with Tiger Woods' life in the last, I guess, 7 years.
Yeah,
maybe 7 to 10 years.
I just feel like ever since that, that whole debacle, controversy, his life really hasn't been the same, And I really credit that to just his lifestyle, because he's been playing golf ever since he was young, He never really lived the life of a normal person who can go out with his friends and family without, cameras being on him or anything like that. So I really feel like, now that he's transitioned out of the spotlight, it's taking a toll.
Yeah. On
his mental psyche and physical psyche as well.
His father passing away early on in his life also messed up his mind, I think.
Yeah, I think he has not gotten over that, His dad is a real big influence on his life, and still is.
I want to also comment that in the early 2000s, there wasn't a bigger athlete on this planet.
No.
Everyone was watching golf at the time. Golf exploded. He made golf from a game where anybody could play into a rich person's game.
Yeah.
It cost a lot of money, and since he's left, you see the Nikes, the Adidas of the world drop out of the golf world because they're not making the money. I realize they've got great young talent in the golf PGA world right now, but they're not name sellers that Tiger Woods would bring.
Like, who was named Tiger and Woods? Like, there's nobody that's going to draw that headline ever again. I feel like.
When you got Jordan Spieth, there's no Spieth, but Jordan's a very common... Michael Jordan. We're going to get to that a little bit.
Exactly.
Very, very unique. Again, very unique story. You guys haven't checked it out. Go to Google, type it in, see the video. More stuff in the upcoming episodes. We'll talk about Tiger Woods and possibly what's going on with this whole story.
Yeah.
Let's get into what they are calling the trilogy.
The trilogy. 1, 2, 3. 3 finals.
Cavaliers won last year. The Golden State Warriors won 2 years ago, folks. This is now the third year, 2017. There are no rules.
No rules.
No rules at all. Golden State Warriors are a perfect 12-0 in this NBA playoffs. The Cavaliers have looked almost as good, if not better, than the Warriors in the West. They are 12-1. Their only loss was a home loss in Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals after they beat the Boston Celtics by 40+ in the biggest blowout
ever
in playoff history, folks.
Even bigger than the Bulls beating the Jazz in the finals back in '97.
That is incredible. I mean, they were up by 50 points one time.
Yeah. It was
that was against the number 1 team in the East. So right now, we know the storyline. If you haven't been living under a rock the last 3 years in the NBA world, you know what's going on. They have a bottom line on ESPN every single day called the Trilogy, talking about what's going on, all the hype around it. Tomorrow's Game 1.
Exciting things are happening. Let's go ahead and delve right into it. What's the first question that we have?
The first question is legacy. We're gonna later on this segment we'll talk about who we have and why. But right now this is a huge legacy series.
Yeah.
Not only for LeBron, but for Kevin Durant joining this unbelievable team.
Especially KD.
Steph Curry, can he get it done? And also Coach Steve Kerr. We'll get a little bit of that into it. So out of all these people, who do you want to talk about first?
We're in your home. Let's go with your first pick.
All right, we'll go LeBron. We'll go talk about LeBron first.
Talk about LeBron.
We'll talk about. So, how much does this series mean legacy-wise
then? It definitely means a lot. It's like any series with LeBron that includes the finals is going to draw a headline. It's going to, be a big thing around the sports world. This may be possibly his biggest, series yet that he's had to face because he has 4 superstars that he has to go against.
Yes.
So, I mean, I know he has Kyrie and Kevin, but that's essentially the same team as last year, excluding, Kyle Korver and Darren Williams and a couple other pieces. But they got KD. The Warriors got KD.
Yep.
This has never happened in history where you have 4 All-Stars and
possible MVP people.
Exactly. 2 MVP people on the same team with KD and Steph. And then how many made the all-team? Was it just Steph and KD? Did Clay make the – and Draymond. That's 3 All-NBA players on one team.
Yep.
You don't really have that in history, and LeBron is going up against Goliath. David and Goliath, right now.
Golden State being Goliath.
Yeah.
Right now, LeBron has won 2 championships with Miami, down in South Beach with your favorite team, the Heat.
Favorite team.
He won 1 last year.
Yeah.
So he's right now 3
and 4.
3 and 4.
Yeah. He lost against the Spurs.
Yep.
Mavericks.
Yep.
Spurs. Warriors.
So yes, he's 3 and 4 right now. They were pretty much counting him out last year when they were down 3-1. They were going to say he was going to be 2 and 5 going into the season, but he came back.
Thought that.
Yeah, everyone thought that except possibly LeBron James.
Yeah.
So now he's 3 and 4. LeBron's not getting any younger. Yes, he is playing the best athletic basketball he's ever played in his career. I think because this is the best team he's ever had.
Yeah, things are hitting all cylinders. Kevin Love has, an absurd amount of confidence that he's going into the series with right now.
Yes.
I don't know if you watched the Celtics series, but Kevin Love was hitting anything and everything, especially on the road, which is a good sign. If he's on the road and hitting those shots in a hostile crowd as much as Boston is, he can do that out there in Oracle Arena in Golden State. So I look forward to Kevin Love and seeing what he's going to do in his mindset. Because last year, his minutes diminished. There were a big amount last year. Like, he didn't even play last year, pretty much in the finals, except sparingly. Just because based on small ball and the matchup problems, like, he's not going to guard Andre Iguodala or Draymond Green at the 5. So, to the matchups, like, he was a big part of why, Cleveland won.
So LeBron is now 32 years old. He's turning 33 this December coming up, so that'll be the next basketball season. Like I said, he's not getting any younger. He's not going to be playing better basketball than what he is right now.
He's in his prime.
This is the end of his prime, though. This is
it's the end?
This is the end of his prime.
I feel like he has maybe a couple more years in his prime.
But we thought Kobe was going to be the greatest forever until he gets one injury. LeBron has been gifted. He's never been injured once.
34 years old. Kobe was still in his prime before that injury, I would say.
Well, what I'm saying is if LeBron loses this one and ends up his career championship run is at 3 and 5. Now, I realize he's going against probably the greatest team on paper we've ever seen.
Yeah. And
but you are the best player to ever play this
game.
You need to find a way to get it done. And I think this might be one of the last years. In my opinion, if he loses this one, you can't put him up against LeBron or against Michael Jordan.
I just feel like that comparison between Mike and LeBron is asinine because LeBron is going through way better competition than Mike did from the 90s.
But he's going against way better competition because no one had these superstar teams. There wasn't Patrick Ewing's trying to leave and going to join the Pacers with Larry Bird. Or not Larry, I'm sorry, Reggie Miller.
Yeah, Reggie Miller.
Yeah, or he wasn't going to join the Celtics with Larry Bird up in Boston.
Exactly.
They were staying with their team, but I think the Celtics in 2007 when they got the 3-headed monster with
KG,
Allen,
Paul Pierce, Ray Allen.
That was the end of the downfall of the NBA. That made all these players. That started the trend where LeBron left to join Miami, ended up getting Ray Allen from the Celtics, and also got Bosh, and then joined up with Wade. Everyone's like, well, Katie did the same thing. I'm like, Katie saw what LeBron did.
Exactly.
Realizes that you only get crowned being the best if you have rings. And I think that's why he joined them. Now, Katie, on the other hand, I'll switch to Katie's part in the West Coast.
Yeah.
They need to win the series.
They need to.
It's an absolute.
Yeah, they need to.
They lost last year after the best regular season of all time, and it wasn't counted for anything because they blew a 3-1.
That's why I feel like the Golden State Warriors have a much bigger spotlight on them than KD. Just because KD joined them last year, You know, they have a much bigger spotlight than LeBron. That's why, you know, the Cavs are considered an underdog, if we would even say that, throw that around. But, you know, if the Warriors lose this, then LeBron is going down as the greatest. Mm-hmm. I don't care what anybody ever says. Yes. He's going down as the greatest.
Absolutely.
And the Warriors are going down as, you know, a bust.
I don't think they're a bust. I think they won't be kind of clutch. But that's the same way I look at LeBron. If he doesn't, I realize they're saying that right now it is an underdog story for LeBron James and the Cavaliers. Mm-hmm. But these are the two best teams in the NBA. We've been talking about that since the day one of this season, or last year when the season ended. Mm-hmm. We said these are the two best teams. We want to see what happens. And KD joined Golden State. We knew going into the season that everyone else was a step below. Mm-hmm. We didn't know there were 5 steps below. No. The NBA is in very, very deep trouble right now if one of these teams gets blown out. Yeah. Because in my opinion, say the Cavs come out and win in 5 games, or say the Golden State Warriors come out and win in 5 games.
5 games, yeah.
The NBA is like
it's total imbalance.
It's so imbalanced right now, and I think what happened was the contract, the cap space right now is killing the league right now. They're allowing too much money where they can get these giant players where you couldn't do that back in the day.
More money, more problems.
More money, more problems. Yes, I have 99 problems, and the NBA is a giant one of them. But KD needs to win the series. He needs to get a ring. His last time he was in the finals, he was very young.
It was very 22 years old, something like that.
Very young.
21.
With OKC, they had a good team around, but they're very, very young.
Yes, James Harden and KD.
We're saying that now.
Serge Ibaka.
This was like 6 years ago, 5 years ago. I mean, this was in 2011, guys. Or 2011. This was LeBron's
these are not the players.
They're not the
today.
same players. Exactly. He needs to win. I've said this enough. We'll go to Steph Curry. Steph Curry won an MVP 2 years ago. Uh-huh. They came into last year having the same team pretty much. Had the best regular season of all time. It was fun. The NBA regular season last year, seeing them every late night. Yeah, it's like, okay, fun. You got to see them win. They're going against a good team. You got to see if they can win this game.
There's a bullseye on their back, and you know the teams are coming out giving their hardest.
And I think that screwed them up going to the playoffs. I think they were too tired at the end of the season.
No, I don't think so. I just think we talked about this. We know what happened, why the Cavs won, because of Draymond.
We'll talk about that a little bit in a little bit. Because that's what I'm talking about in the what ifs. But Curry needs to win this game to pretty much say that he's one of the best in the living players right now that are playing.
He already has the title as the best shooter. I really feel like he's 28 right now.
He was hurt with injuries coming up, which sucks.
Early this year,
his ankles.
His ankles, fragile ankles, boy. I tell you. I really don't feel like his legacy is as big as KD or LeBron's. It's not even up there. Even though he does have a legacy that he can leave as the best shooter ever, you know. But I really feel like there's not a lot of pressure on Steph for some reason. It's just focused on LeBron versus KD in my eyes, you know. Even though we have Golden State Warriors versus the Cleveland Cavaliers for the 3rd time, it's just I feel like this is more of a KD versus Bron Part 2 series again, you know.
Fair enough. Now, guys, if you're watching this right now on our Facebook Live, comment who do you think has the biggest legacy asterisk next to their name for this series. All right, so we talked about Curry. We got to do the what-if game. Who would you have between Kyrie and LeBron, between Curry and KD? If you could pick which two would you have?
Oh, God, what was I saying?
You said you picked LeBron and Kyrie.
LeBron and Kyrie.
Yes.
Because my main point was they were number 1 picks in the draft for a reason.
Yep.
They're difference makers. They know what to do with the ball in their hands, and most importantly, they know how to make their team better, which is the most important thing. They can be the best players in the world, but if you can't make your teammates better, then what good are you? So LeBron does just that and exceeds above that. And Kyrie, he's transitioning into that game right now, as LeBron has told him, this is going to be your team here in a couple of years as LeBron enters out of his prime, maybe 34, 35 years old.
I was saying Kyrie, I would pick, and the end of it, you got to go with the 2 MVPs. Kyrie is not won an MVP yet. Mm-hmm. Yes, he can become one. Mm-hmm. He isn't one right now because he's in the shadow of LeBron James.
Yeah.
KD left OKC after winning an MVP season. If he wouldn't have got hurt this year, he could have been up there.
Right.
I mean, going against Russ, his old teammates, and Harden. I mean, it's amazing to say that. Like, these guys as a whole can all be MVP guys, and at the time when they played together, they couldn't get it done. We're going to be looking back. They'll be 30 for 30 on.
So much younger. Yeah, that's definitely going to be 30 for 30.
About how this team never got it done.
Yes.
Incredible. All right, so let's go with who do you have, and who's like let's go with the X factor in this series. Who is your X factor?
X factor. Is it going to? Is the X factor supposed to be like outside of the big three?
Well, no, it can be whoever you want. This is your opinion.
Kevin Love.
K Love.
Like I said, if you watch the Boston Celtics series, the whole playoffs, pretty much he's been hitting on whatever. I'm pretty sure he's in practice perfecting his jump shot, and that's transitioned well into in-game experience because he has an absurd amount of confidence right now, and he's doing whatever he can do to make his team win, making all the jump shots, and the Cavs. Their bench just goes crazy whenever K Love or anybody just goes off like this.
Yes.
And I feel like that's a big helping factor that gives the Cavs and K Love that boost, the confidence boost.
If you're watching this right now, guys, post who you think your X factor for the series is going to be.
Who's yours?
It's going to be crazy, but I want to say it's going to be Klay Thompson.
Klay Thompson. Man.
Now listen to what I got to say here, folks. Yes, you got the big two on both teams, and then after that, you got good supporting players.
Yeah.
Now, last year, Harrison Barnes was the X factor for Golden State.
He was pretty good.
In the finals, he crapped his pants. Mm-hmm. He played so bad, and I think he shot like 4 of 21 from the field in the last 2 games when they needed him the most. When Draymond Green was suspended, and after that, it just exploded.
Yeah.
Right now, he left. He went to San Antonio.
No, Dallas.
Dallas. I'm sorry, other Texas team.
On a max contract.
Amazing, in my opinion, for that. Now, looking at this, so you're missing a player with Harrison Barnes. Mm-hmm. You get Kevin Durant. So everyone, as it is, drops down a position because Kevin Durant becomes the number 1 player. Yeah. Steph Curry goes from 1 to 2. Mm-hmm. Klay Thompson goes from 2 to 3, taking over that role with Harrison Barnes. I think Draymond's up there, yes, but Draymond does not play the same position as Harrison Barnes.
No.
So right now
he can though.
He can, but they need him to play down low with how small they are right now.
Yeah.
I have, in my opinion, right now, Klay Thompson has to play better than what Harrison Barnes did last year.
Well, Klay Thompson, he hasn't really played that well,
But in my opinion, he has the silkiest shot in the world.
Yes,
it is so smooth, and if he can go off for 15 points a game, wrap this series up.
I honestly feel like he's gonna have one of those games where he scores 30 points in 1 quarter, and that's gonna be it. Klay's just gonna go off, and he's gonna do his thing, and then next thing you know, he's gonna have a streaky game of him missing again. I don't know with Klay right now. He's streaky right now. He's unpredictable, so we'll just have to wait and see what he does. He could be he should be the X factor.
I mean, you and I both looked at the X factor. You're the big 3. You got number 3 on yours. I got 3 or 4 on my team. I'm rooting for Golden State, folks. If you can't tell, I cannot stand LeBron James. But what you like you said though, if his head's going to be there, let's talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers. What happened today with LeBron James? Mm-hmm. At his house in LA, tell us what happened, and do you think his head will be there fully?
His head, he's in zero dark 23 mode always, despite what a racial epithet got put on his home, the N-word.
Yes.
Honestly, he said his family's safe, so he's not worried about it. I'm pretty sure he has top-notch security, cameras and everything, maybe even guard dogs and pool of piranhas.
He's got a moat around his house like a castle.
Exactly.
The king has his castle.
They probably just put the N-word on the wall on the outside, so. But it's been since covered up by the management of the property. So he even has management of the property to oversee that.
I think when you get a $1 billion contract with Nike, you should have management for your house.
Yeah, exactly. So I honestly don't think he's too worried about that. He explained that racism is a big part of the world today, and it's going to live on forever, pretty much here in America. Hey, we have a guest.
Holly Levine, folks. My mother is back from.
What's up, Mom? What's going on?
We're live.
We're live,
baby.
We live. We live. Come say hi.
Yeah, come say hi. Come just.
What? What?
Oh my goodness. My mom's shy, guys. But yeah, so LeBron had the N-word written on his house. He's fine. He says his family's fine. It's not obviously as big as a situation with Isaiah and his headwise with his sister, Isaiah Thomas, losing his sister.
Yeah. Prayers go to their family.
For real, absolutely. But in my opinion, I think this will be. If they start losing games, obviously he gets hate mail. There's not from loser fans out there. Obviously, I'm not a big fan of LeBron, but I would never go out of my way to write hate mail towards a person because you know why? I wake up and they don't affect my life. I'm not betting on these games. And so, obviously, like I said, he gets hate mail. I don't know if this will make him lose sleep at night.
No, because when he lost that series to the Mavericks,
yes,
everybody was ripping on him. He got up on the what's he called, the podium.
Yep.
And he's like, at the end of the day, I still have a better life than most people.
Everybody. I mean, for real, the guy wakes up in money.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
he's making $2,000 per second.
Money doesn't make you happy, but it makes life a lot easier.
Yeah, a
hell of a lot easier. Now, obviously, money can't buy you happiness, but
it can buy me happiness.
It can buy him that, and also probably buy me happiness. So now let's look at the series as a whole, guys. If you're watching this right now on Facebook Live, post who you think will win this series and how many games. Matt, I know you're having a tough decision thinking about this, but who are you going to have winning the series at the end of the day?
I'm all for Ohio sports. Again, my team is the Miami Heat. But since they're not in the playoffs, I can't root for them. I'm going to go with Ohio I'm rooting for Ohio sports, which Cleveland Cavaliers, of course, but I'm going to say the Warriors are going to win this game. Actually, no, because there's an interesting stat.
Okay.
There's an interesting stat. In the year that Nick Saban and the Crimson Tide have won the championship, so have the Cavaliers, or so has LeBron James.
But they didn't win this year.
That's true.
They lost to Clemson. Where's this coming from?
That is true. So that's why I'm going with the Warriors. That is why I'm going with the Warriors, because Alabama has not won, and LeBron is not going to win.
Oh, so you're basing it on college football. Who you're going to have winning it all?
I read that stat, and I was like, that's pretty remarkable.
Folks, you're going to love my take at this. Everyone's saying the underdogs, LeBron James. I think the series split half and half coming into it. But these stats I'm going to read off to you right now should make you a huge decisive on Golden State winning this series. And not only winning it, but blowing
him
out. Last year, it was a 3-1 series. Mm-hmm. Okay? Mm-hmm. Draymond Green was, flailing his hand a little bit, maybe clip LeBron James, the private parts, was suspended one game. Mm-hmm. The momentum and tide switched.
Mm-hmm. Once he got suspended.
They got suspended. Draymond Green is not suspended this year.
No. And I'm pretty sure he's going to have his head on a swivel this year as far as, making sure he's not going to, get to that level.
So, who did Golden State go out and get this offseason to help this team?
I think by a guy by the name of Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant,
35.
Number 35 right here.
35?
They gained players. This team got better somehow after having the best regular season in NBA history and breaking the Bulls' 96-97 record.
Yeah.
Okay, folks, this series is wrapped up. The first 2 games are in Golden State. Mm-hmm. Golden State has not lost a basketball game in over 2 months.
Man, it's tough to say, but also, look. The Cavs won. Didn't they win the game on Golden State's floor 2 years ago without Kyrie and Kevin Love?
But what I'm saying right now,
because LeBron's put up 40, 17, and 15.
The series will be decided the first 2 games. If Golden State wins these first, I realized last year Golden State won the first 2 games of the series in the 2016 finals, but then the suspension happened. If Golden State goes out and wins 2-0, they force the series back to Cleveland for the next 2 games. The pressure is melting. It's boiling over.
We have deja vu.
But I'm saying then it puts Cleveland on their back heels and they have to win the next 2 games or the season's I'm telling you this right now. There's a 0% chance right now that Golden State gets up 3-1 and blows it again. There's absolutely zero. Put your money on Golden State, folks. They haven't lost in 2 months. Mm-hmm. They only got better from last year, and they're not getting anybody suspended. Yeah. They're gonna Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson will sit Draymond Green down before every game in Cleveland and say, "Focus, kid."
You know that meme that Draymond was speaking to Kevin Durant.
Yes.
That went around. I feel like that's what they're going to do to Draymond.
Yes, absolutely.
Some of his own medicine.
The whole situation is leaning towards Golden State, and this is why everyone is saying that they're a huge favorite in this finals. If you have LeBron James, folks, you are the best player in basketball, and right now Kyrie might be the second hottest player in basketball behind him, carrying carrying his team. Last year, I think that 40-plus point game that he had where he scored 41.
Both of them scored 40.
Everyone looked at LeBron.
That was a great game.
That was incredible for Kyrie. You expect that of LeBron every night. If you're the best player, you should be putting up 40 points.
That was a great game.
So right now I have Golden State winning. But not only winning, but winning in 5 games.
5 games.
5 games. Wrap this up. They know they have to wrap it up early. There's no way you can
agree with you on that because LeBron and the Heat, when they beat the Spurs, they came back down from 3-2 or something like that. They won the championship that year. The next year they played the Spurs. They lost 4-1. I can see a similar situation happening in this finals because just simply off the fact that the Warriors got KD and they had that superstar caliber player who's going to take them over the top.
So if Golden State wins the first 2 games of Golden State and go up 2-0 going back to Game 3, is the series over?
It's not over till it's over, as we saw last year. But
do you see if the series goes 3-1, you see Golden State balling?
No, not at all. Not at all. Series go 3-1, I'm willing to call it quits. But 2-0, not yet, not just yet. Because Cleveland can go back home and win 2 games as well. It can go either way.
I'm excited for this series, guys. I hope you guys are excited at home. Anything else to say before we wrap this up?
Oh, man.
You want to talk about the NBA draft?
We can talk about the NBA draft a little bit.
Let's talk about the NBA draft. Before, I didn't know you want to talk more about this stuff. Let's talk about, you wrote an article about it. We were talking about 2 podcasts ago. We were live during the NBA draft preview when everyone's coming out with the selections in the top 15. Duncan Goldberg of Minnesota came out and said that it was going to be in this order. And I've always been a fan of believing after LeBron left to go to Miami that it is a little disputed, could be fixed.
It could be fixed.
And I think the draft out of everything is more fixed than anything because LeBron going to Cleveland. Cleveland was so bad for so long. They needed the 1 pick and get their born and raised start in the Akron and Canton area.
Now you got the Lakers.
Possibly getting Alonzo Ball after them.
A hometown guy, favorite team guy like LeBron.
But they've been saying the NBA's been hurting because the big city names aren't doing well. Miami's not doing well. Chicago's hurting.
Miami will do well.
But the major cities in America, the New York Knicks are garbage.
They're boo.
And then both LA teams are struggling. Yeah, the Clippers make the playoffs, but they're not doing anything. And the Showtime Lakers haven't done anything.
Exactly.
In years. Yeah. So, what do you think it's fixed? What's your opinion on it? And then talk about your article a little bit.
I can't really say it's fixed. I just feel like the Lakers don't really have the talent where they can really compete. And hence why you have the record what they have for the past 3 to 4 years, So I feel like it's that time, where they turn the page by building up their roster, because they've been getting superstar players in free agency for so long, and that's only going to work for so long.
But that's how the New York Yankees do. That's how the New York Yankees work. They have all this money and they have an attraction. When LeBron leaves Cleveland. You think these players that are big name, K-Love and Kyrie, will stay in Cleveland? Hell no. There's nothing attraction in Cleveland that wants people to go there. Like Joakim Noah said,
Nobody's going to vacation.
I'm not going to vacation. When you go to vacation, you don't think of Cleveland. You think of down south. If you want to have a lot of money, you go to L.A. There's
Miami.
So many beautiful people out there.
You go to a vacation
You're on the beach. The temperatures like this the whole year round in the 70, 75 to 80 range. You're living a superstar lifestyle. You go to the games, you have big-time actors and actresses and singers. Watching you. It's like New York.
It's a show, baby.
You want to go to L.A.
It's a show.
It's not Milwaukee. No one wants to go to Milwaukee. It's freezing.
Milwaukee is a good team.
They are a good team, but after these guys get off their contract, they don't want to stay there. They realize they can make their money. They realize if you're not in these big 2 teams right now in Golden State or Cleveland, you're not going to win a championship. That's just the facts right now of life in the NBA. Until LA gets good again, the NBA is hurting.
The NBA is hurting. I will agree on that. I feel like there's a couple moves that players can make this year that can make the NBA much more attractive.
Yes.
I.e., like Paul George going to the Portland Trail Blazers or to the Denver Nuggets, something like that, or Chris Paul going to the Milwaukee Bucks, or maybe there's even people throwing out the San Antonio Spurs because he's in his contract year.
Who is this? Paul George?
Chris Paul.
Okay. Chris Paul, okay.
Because he's in the contract year.
That would be. I heard about that. That would make that team. That team and Golden State would have a clash in the Western Conference Finals.
Spurs.
The Spurs.
If Chris Paul.
If Chris Paul can go there, because I think Tony Parker's leaving very soon. I think
as far as retirement.
Retirement, and he's getting banged up. Yeah, you don't want that. Yeah, you saw Kobe once he got hurt, it was over. It's downhill. You guys get these guys getting there 30 years old. They don't have the body as a 20-year-old. We are lucky. I mean, my dad always tells me once he hit 30, your metabolism slows down. Your body starts aging. That's why you don't see that. Like LeBron is like the second oldest guy in the NBA right now.
I just turned 24, and I can tell you right now that I don't have the same body I had when I was 18.
You can't run a mile as fast.
I can only imagine what these guys
hangovers are real. I mean, it's serious,
I can't drink
folks.
as much. No.
So I think him leaving. I think Chris Paul, even though he's getting older, he needs a new scene.
He has one of the best minds of the NBA as far as a player on the court. I'm really adamant on him going to Milwaukee and joining the Bucks because all they need is a point guard.
Where would you rather go, Milwaukee or San Antonio?
At this point in his career, he just needs to go where he can win.
So go to the best coach possible in the NBA.
Go where he can win.
Popovich is where you need to go.
Oh my God! But they have the best. The Milwaukee has. Look at the young talent they have: Jabari Parker, Thon Maker,
Jabroni,
Giannis Antetokounmpo. Malcolm Brogdon, who filled in for the point guard spot. Even though he's a 2-guard.
You were talking about him big in the article.
In the article.
You mentioned him 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I did. In the article, I mentioned, he was a steal of the draft last year because of what he did this year. And I mentioned that Josh Hart, if people don't know. Villanova. He was a senior at Villanova. He led them to a championship last year. And he has the potential to have that, Malcolm Brogdon effect, that Draymond Green effect, where he's a seasoned player. He didn't come out as a one and done, or he didn't leave after his sophomore. He stayed all 4 years.
Yep.
Got his experience, got his veteranship, got his maturity. He grew. He grew. Don't mind that.
Yeah.
He grew in Villanova and in Philadelphia, and he made his way, and now he's gonna make his way in the NBA because of that growth and maturity.
He got a ring. You know what? I just saw Bailey Wargo just join. Congratulations to your Pittsburgh Penguins winning Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals, up 2-0. I expect both teams wearing yellow. Not only in the NHL and in the NBA, to win the first 2 games of the season. After that,
well, the Cavs were yellow as well.
And so does Nashville, I guess. But Pittsburgh is mainly known for black and yellow. You're not.
Well, the Cavs they're gold. They're like a gold color.
I guess you could say this is gold too or yellow.
Whatever.
They're both
shade of
yellow.
50 shades of yellow.
In my opinion, I guess we go back to the NBA Finals. There's no way the Warriors lose. I'm sorry, folks. Cleveland, you got to get your head out of it. It's always next year.
I'm not going to disagree.
I just hate these Cleveland fans that are just like ripping on KD about him joining the Golden State team. LeBron did the same.
It's not only Cleveland fans. It's Doc Rivers as well.
Well, Doc Rivers mad he didn't join his team.
Exactly.
Now his team got booed in the first round of the Utah Jazz.
Yeah, exactly.
Come on, folks. It's incredible.
The Doc Rivers of the world.
Oh, it's frustrating. It is very, very frustrating. What else you got to say?
I'm pretty much done.
You done? Matt will be in Athens next week. I will be making a trip down there. We'll have Duncan Goldberg on the show. We'll have Lucas Moore. Ethan Graham will be joining us down there. We'll be loaded. Guys, again, check out our website, seatattheT.com. Matt just posted a mock draft 2017 NBA-style article talking his top 15 picks. Got really involved with the Miami.
14 picks.
Well, Miami was 15, weren't they? 14.
NBA lottery.
NBA lottery, that's correct. The Miami had 2 picks where he could have went with Hart, and I'm not gonna say the last one. I love the second guy though you picked. Check it out. I wish Ohio State could have got him, honestly and personally. Also, Jackson Schroeder, he's in New York this summer on an internship. He posted an article about the Cleveland Browns and the starting quarterback job, which is going to be a huge controversy moving forward. Don't know if it's going to affect the team at all.
Cody Kessler.
I don't think the team's going to do well for the next
ever.
The 150 years. There's always next year Cleveland and both NBA and the NFL.
Might as well come down here to Columbus and make a pro NFL team with the Buckeyes.
Dude, they can't leave again. They can't
leave
again.
They just need to change the scenery.
That's the funny thing though. The Cavs are playing right now, but if they had the same time the Browns were playing, every true Cleveland fan will be watching the Browns because that city is a football city first.
Down. Yeah.
Just like here in Columbus, it is a college football town first, and in Cincinnati, it is a baseball town first.
Exactly.
They would rather have the Browns win a Super Bowl first, and then they'd have the Indians win a World Series. And then
But in Cleveland, I feel like you just have to be happy for any.
Yes. For how long?
Success
you call yourself the city champions, but you haven't had a championship since the 60s. Like, come on. Yeah.
My parents weren't even born.
Was it 42? It might have been
64.
It was 60 years ago. Yeah. That's mind-blowing, folks. Go check out our website. Go follow us on social medias. Seat at the T. That's both Instagram and Twitter. We could have some big-time Ohio State football athletes on in the future.
I'm not going to name who,
but there could be. I'll name a former guy. John Tomo will be joining us in the future after the NBA Finals, I'm guessing, and then obviously the NHL Finals will end before that. And then go check our sponsors out. J and J Mobile Detailing on East State Street behind the Avalanche Pizza.
And Pigskin.
And the Pigskin on Court Street, guys. Go check it out. Thank you guys for joining us today and tonight. Thanks you for taking the seat. And I will be rooting for the Warriors. So, everyone out there, be safe.
Be you.
Be safe, everybody. Be safe.